Hi everyone and welcome to this video. As you can probably tell, I'm full of a cold, so my voice is a bit different. I've took lots of takes doing this because I keep sneezing all the time. But anyway, so this one's about LCDs or liquid crystal displays. This one in particular has two rows and lots of columns in which you can display data or characters. These things are fairly cheap really. They're about £1 or £1.50, or if you're American, a couple of dollars, or if you're European, a few euros. They're not too expensive, and they're pretty good. Well, as long as you keep your wires short, they're pretty good. I find they're quite prone to picking up noise and getting corrupted on the screen, but yeah, if you keep wires short, you're fine. Now, this video is going to be just a few minutes long. I'm hoping that I can make this super simple and super quick for you guys so that I don't waste too much of your time. So with this little display, you can probably tell that I've already got something soldered to it. I don't know if it's going to focus, but you can see that I've got something soldered to all these. So to start with, what's going on here, what have I got hidden behind, and what are these pins? So to start with, I'll explain what they are. So we've got VSS and VDD, so that's ground and plus 5 volts. V0, which I won't talk about. We've got RS, which is register select. We've got read, write, enable, a load of data pins, and A and K. A and K is anode and cathode for the backlight. So, if I just turn this around, you can see that I've soldered this thing to it, and you might be thinking, what is that? Well, it's actually a very cheap breakout, but well, not really a breakout board, but a conversion module, which you can buy for about £1 again. And this simplifies this display greatly, because instead of having to mess about with all of these pins, you just basically deal with 4 pins. And to be more precise, it converts all of this to I2C, so you can use I2C bus, which makes things a hell of a lot easier. So basically all you have to do is, you obviously have to connect ground and VCC, which is ground and 5 volts, SDA and SCL. And as you probably know, on some Arduinos that's A4 and A5 pins, and on other ones they're clearly labelled SDA and SCL. Over here, this is the backlight, if I remember rightly. So if you want the backlight to be off, you just pull that out. If you want the backlight to be on, you push it back. And this is contrast. So if you want to adjust the contrast, which you probably will have to do, then you need to manipulate it via that potentiometer. Anyway, I'm going to carry on now. I'm going to show you how to wire this up. So we've got the two devices. In this case, I'm going to use the Uno, or an Uno. It's not really a clone, but a copy-ish. I don't usually feature this in my videos, but why not? So I've got 4 jumper wires, and I'm going to connect ground to the brown wire. Not that it really matters too much. VCC to the white wire, SDA to yellow, and SCL to green. Again, not that it matters. Then I'm going to connect ground to ground on the Arduino. So just zoom in a bit. Ground to ground. Where is it now? We'll use this ground here, right next to the 5 volts. You see? Then the 5 volts, I'll use this one that's next to the ground. Then I said that yellow was SDA, so we just plug this into SDA, which is this side over here, and then there's SCL, which is here. And that's really easy because it's just 4 wires. Now, if you're using a nano, then you're going to need to use A5 and A4, or in fact not just a nano, there's a couple of others. You'll need A5 and A4. And if you just quickly use a search engine and just get the pin out, you'll see which is which. It's really simple. It's not like serial where you do RX to TX. It's not like that. It's just SDA to SDA, SCL to SCL. So if you've done that, you're wired up and ready to go. So the next thing you'll need to do is, of course, plug in your device. So in my case, I'll plug the mini USB cable in here, and then we'll go over to the computer. Okay. You should also find that there's some squares here, probably. If you can't see any squares, you might want to adjust your contrast, but you might not need to do that right now. Let's go over to the PC now and start a sketch. The first thing you need to do is go to board and port, so tools, board and port, and just check that that's correct. Then go to sketch, and then go to include library, and then go to manage libraries. Then when this library manager thing comes up, you'll see that there are a few different fields. There's type, topic, and filter your search. So click in filter your search and type in LCD I2C. And go down a bit, and you should be able to find one, this one. Liquid Crystal I2C by Frank de Brabander, and it says installed. So install that library, because in my opinion it's probably one of the easiest ones to use. So as usual, I'd like to say thanks to the author of this library, because these libraries aren't easy to make and they take a lot of time. So this guy's obviously giving this away for free. So yeah, so I'd like to say thanks to him, and we appreciate his effort. So go to close, and then when you've done that, you're ready to create a sketch. Okay, it's time to get started. So what exactly am I going to do? Well, I'm going to make a thing that shows the amount of time since the Arduino has been on. That's probably a simple thing to do in order to demonstrate how this LCD works. So first thing I will do is include. So I'm going to include the wire library. So wire.h, that's basically the I2C library. And then I want to include something else. I want to include liquid crystal. So liquid crystal underscore I2C, or I2C, that's the next library. Then if you just copy that and paste it down here, we'll say LCD, and then we need to give it some parameters, and we need to give it the address of the I2C address of the LCD, which usually will be this 0x, which means hexadecimal 27. Then the amount of columns, which in this LCD is 16, and the amount of rows, which in this one is 2. And then down here, setup. So now we can do whatever it is we're trying to do. So what do we want to do? Well, the first thing we want to do is initiate the LCD. So LCD init. Oops, init, not int. Then LCD backlight. Then LCD set cursor. Set cursor means where do we want to start typing, which it's going to be 0, 0, which means row 0, column 0. Then print. So we want to print like a header or something. So LCD dot print. I don't know actually. What do we want to print? Something like time since start or something like that. What can we say? Time on or something like that. It's a bit pathetic really, but time on, okay. Can we fit in time since starting? I don't know. Let's just say time on, it's easier. Then over here, what do we want to do? We want to loop. So we want to say, we want to print on the second row. So what can we take? We can take that. We want to print on the second row, so we say 1 there. And here basically we just want to print the time since the Arduino started, and there's a function for that, and it's called millis. So we're going to say string, open and close. String means cast something as a string because it just makes it easier. And millis in here. So let's just check this. So we're saying set the cursor to there. In fact that should probably go there because we only need to set it once, I think. And then over here in the loop, since it's already got its cursor, it says print the time since the Arduino started, cast it into string, print that to the cursor location. Now, I don't know if it's going to mess up actually, but we'll see. We also need a delay. Now, it'll probably start ghosting, which means basically it can't really cope and it'll start looking a bit sluggish, but we'll see. I don't expect that it'll be able to rewrite the screen every millisecond, but it doesn't really matter too much. So save and upload, and hopefully this will work perfectly, and I'll be able to show you on camera. Whoops, that actually can't go there, because when you print something, it sets the cursor to behind where you've just printed, so actually that does need to go there, sorry about that. So save and upload again, and now we should be working. Okay, so let me just reset this Arduino, and you can see here that there's the output. So it says time on and then the amount of seconds, and it works really well, doesn't it? The library's really good. So that's how you can very quickly and very easily use an LCD display and the little adapter which is solddered on behind it with an Arduino. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. Bye!